Hey Tony, it's Friday, and as you can tell, a couple things here. Number one, I'm not feeling well. You can probably tell to my voice. I got a head cold over vacation, and I haven't quite shaken it yet. Number two, I'm home, so that's something. And number three, my videos are going to still be on Fridays. I just did my video on Thursday last week because I wasn't sure what the internet situation would be at the place we were staying at, and I was better safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So, to answer your other part of the question, vacation was really nice. It was really relaxing. Had a good time. Just hung out with a bunch of friends for the whole week. It was great. Definitely fun. Definitely enjoyable. Definitely worth it. It was nice to recharge, even if I did get sick there. But it was good. So I'll kind of, for this video, I'm going to walk through a bit of vacation of what we did. I'm not gonna text. I'm sorry, Taylor's meowing to Spaz in the other room. I'm not gonna do my review of The Last Jedi because I need to see it a couple more times before I really decide how I feel about it. So I'm gonna have to hold that off for another video or two. But vacation was awesome. So we ended up leaving here last Friday at about noon. And we got to basically, we were at condos up in Maine. We got there probably around 5, which was fine. It was fun. I mean, the condos were really nice. They had like gas fireplaces, really comfortable seats. The place was great. And for as low of a price as it was, that was awesome. But so we got there on Friday. Friday we met with all of our friends because they all kind of got there at differing times. But we had a good time. On Saturday, which was kind of our first real day, people first went skiing and snowboarding. Taylor and I actually didn't go skiing and snowboarding because we didn't have any of the gear available. Nor did we necessarily want to spend the extra money for the ski tickets, admittedly. But it was mostly because we didn't have the gear. Because the money itself wasn't a big deal, but we didn't have any gear. We didn't have snow pants or boots or snowboards or skis or anything like that. Because you stole mine. Jerkface. But so Saturday we hung out at the cabin and had fun that night playing with our friends. We played a couple board games, played a lot of Magic, which was kind of what happened for the whole week. We played a lot of board games. One person who was there brought their Switch, so they brought Mario Kart. We were all playing at times, which was fun. Apparently, I'm decent at Mario Kart. This was news to me. I wasn't aware of that, but it was pretty cool. But like that was Saturday and Sunday were kind of the same thing of just hanging out, playing games, drinking at night, which was fine. But I said it was just a large group of us just hanging out. Then that was the weekend. On the Monday it was basically the same thing we've been doing the whole week, except we actually ended up No, that wasn't Monday. Monday we just did the same thing. Ended up reading a lot, played a lot of board games, hung out with our friends. This kind of the recurring situations of the week. Then Tuesday we did something a little bit different. Tuesday we actually went to town. Unfortunately, Tuesday was when I got sick. But we ended up going to the small little town, walked around to a bunch of the shops. Taylor and I actually got our Christmas ornament this year. It's in another bag. But it was a lobster claw that said Bethel, Maine on it. So we're gonna put it on our tree tomorrow when we unpack, because we're not unpacking tonight. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. But we ended up going to the sleepy little town on Tuesday, which was really good. Like it was really nice. There was not a lot to do, but it was still really nice. On Wednesday, we actually ended up Taylor actually went to the ski lodge with a couple of our friends. We hung out there. I was a little disappointed in it. I was expecting a little bit more, but it was really just kind of a place people just sat at when they weren't skiing. I was expecting to have TVs or arcades or things like that to watch, or like a fireplace to sit and read by, but it didn't happen. Might have been me being a little over might have me expecting a little too much from it because I've never been to a ski lodge before. As much as we've been like snowboarding in the past, we've never actually gone to a real hill. But we ended up hanging out there with a couple of our friends, ended up just chatting, talked mostly Game of Thrones because Taylor and I ended up running a Game of Thrones game while we were there for an evening, which was a really good time. Then on Thursday, so yesterday, we ended up doing the same thing throughout the day, except I went to the Sleepy Little Town again. We kind of kept looking around. Taylor was pretty sick yesterday. Like, she got what I had. Still have, and she still has, but she got it pretty hard yesterday. So she just stayed. She stayed in the hotel at the cabin, as the rest of us just kind of went to the town to wander. And then obviously last night we saw Star Wars, in which we watched it at 7. So this was the coolest thing. The theater we went to, we got a private showing of Star Wars because the theater was actually closed. So this sleepy little town had the weirdest hours on everything. Like, there were days where nothing was open because it was only open like 2 or 3 days a week. But we actually ended up speaking to the owner of this place, and we got a private showing of Star Wars, which was really cool. Like, the only conditions, we had to spend $100, and there were 8 of us, with the tickets each costing $8 with concessions. So we were like, yeah, we're not gonna have any issues paying this amount. But we went and saw Star Wars. Again, I'm not sure what I feel about it yet. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't exactly my least favorite. I'm not convinced it was a good movie, though. So I need to watch it a few more times before I can really decide whether or not I thought it was a good movie or not. So what Taylor and I ended up actually doing is, so we ended up going back to the hotel after everything. We ended up just going over to our cabin, and we just sat there and talked Star Wars for an hour and a half, 2 hours, on what we thought, kind of our reactions and things such as that. But we ended up, we had a lot of the same complaints, but a lot of the same things we liked. So we're still not exactly sure what we think about it yet. So Tony, what I'm going to ask you is, what did you think of The Last Jedi? Try and keep it spoiler free in case people who watch this haven't seen it. What did you think of The Last Jedi? And Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.